When your brain is running at 1,000,000 miles an hour and you're trying to like figure out what's going on in your life and you're struggling and you're kind of like all over the place and your mental health isn't in the best spot, buddy, you should not be hitting the record button to tell the world what you're going through. That is literally Internet 101. You should not give people the ammunition. If your partner is crying their eyes out because of a situation that you are both in at this moment, your priority should not be, I need to stream to my weird gay little audience of people that are hyper obsessed with music.
I don't give a shit. Whatever. Moving on.
You definitely give a shit. You wouldn't have brought it up. What are you doing? I don't get it anymore. Like, he had so many opportunities to, like, not crash the fuck out and just continue moving forward. And he just chooses the wrong path every single time. Anyone that knows anything about this DV thing, it's gonna come out. Whether it's by your ex or it's by people that are A-logging you. You have made the worst Streisand effect for yourself I have ever seen on the internet. Brad, you are fucked. You're done. It's over. Like, don't come back.
You're suing a man and you end it with a fucking dog hitting a fucking drum! Oh, I'm fucking mad.
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
We didn't talk about Brad. Now, I haven't spoken about Brad in shit. How long has it been? I want to say it's close to a year now since I, like, last looked at Brad. I know that Shud, like, milked him for all he's worth. But Brad decided to upload a video a few days ago on the 24th. Brad has been relatively, like, silent because he hasn't been uploading, he hasn't been doing anything. He hasn't really been in the main conversation. If you need to remember, like, what Brad did, I'm not kidding. This is literally what started the drama. Brad took a photo with Ethan Klein and Hila Klein, which is essentially taking photo with Jew Hitler, okay? With Jew Hitler. And Brad got a little pushback from Twitter retards and took the picture down. And then for hours, kept crashing out on Twitter, YouTube, live streams, and just kept freaking out that people were like saying, Brad, you betrayed Palestine and all this other shit. Basically just being a pussy and being a coward. It's a photo with somebody that you like to watch their content. So what? Ethan Klein's not a pedophile. He's not a rapist. So who gives a shit if you take a photo with him? Like, genuinely. I can't see a reason to care. But Brad did. Brad cared a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. And Brad, after that, crashed out, had a mental break, went to rehab, addicted to weed. Then he proceeded to beg to his audience for $100,000 so that he could take a few months off of making content. Was it $100,000 or was it $10K? It was like a stupid amount of money. It was a stupid, ridiculous amount of money. I think it was $10K, and then he wanted to put it up to, I think he said 100 would be perfect, but if you give me like $10K, I'll be fine, or something crazy. It was a stupid amount of money. That is still stupid. 10K, 100K, still a stupid amount of money to be begging for your audience. You could have made that money if you just pushed through and made content, but instead, Brad decided to have a complete and utter mental breakdown. Again, he's been missing. Nobody knows where he's been. And he uploads this video with no warning. And I don't even know how to describe this video. I'm just going to watch it with you.
So I want to try to explain to you guys what's going on through my head because it's pretty interesting. I had to just go to my computer and hit record because...
That is your first mistake. That's the first mistake of a lifetime. Okay? When your brain is running at 1,000,000 miles an hour and you're trying to like figure out what's going on in your life and you're struggling and you're kind of like all over the place and your mental health isn't in the best spot, buddy, you should not be hitting the record button to tell the world what you're going through. That is literally Internet 101. You should not give people the ammunition.
So I know I have to make this video. And not for the reason that you think I have to make this video, like I'm safe.
You should not be making this video in general.
In my reputation. But because if I don't make this video, I'm going to keep thinking about it. Like,
no, Brad, this is where you speak to a professional. You know, the audience is not a place where you need to like expound your problems to the world. I don't tell any of you my fucking problems. Most content creators don't tell you shit for a reason. For a reason. You don't want to tell people this stuff because then it becomes content for everyone else, and then people start coming out of the woodwork, making the situation even worse, Brad. I don't know how you've been doing YouTube this long and don't know that.
Like, for some reason, like 11 months ago when like everything went down with my channel, I've just been like contemplating the perfect video, you know, that'll fix it all. I'll just say,
Okay, you know the video that would have fixed it all? Saying, hey guys, I definitely overreacted to the photo of Ethan Klein, had a bit of a mental health crisis, but I'm good. I'm good, and we're back to making content. Thank you for sticking by me all this time. That's it! That's it! That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. That's even already too much. But that's it. I don't need to know anything else outside of that. If you really needed to make the video, you could just say that, right? And I'd be like, it's not great, but, you know, it's not like he's apologizing for raping a kid or doing anything else, right? He's just bad at handling pressure. Cool. We would have all moved on. But now you gave us too much.
say the right words and everything will go back to normal. I have learned since then that is not reality, and I don't
know how you just learned that. I don't know how you just learned that. Telling random people about your struggles never ends well. It is a tried and true method every single goddamn motherfucking time that somebody tries to do that. It bites them in the ass when they make things public.
want it to be reality. So basically, I'm here making this video really for the reason that like I want to get certain information across to people who care, and I don't really.
The problem is that the people who care aren't actually people that care. You're being buddy trolled, you absolute dumbass. It's either you're being buddy trolled into releasing this information, or you genuinely believe that the people on the internet are so parasocially inclined that they are this concerned about it, which they can be. There are people that are concerned, but, like, that's such a small margin of people in your case. There's no point in doing that. Thank you, Jack, for the 5. Yo, why Brad got that Kubrick stare? It's because he's insane. It's because he's either on drugs or he's having a mental health crisis or something. He looks detached from reality. He doesn't look like he's a man that's about to say, like, what's truly on, like, his heart. It's what is mentally decaying him is what he's about to tell everybody. He's like, it's kind of like looking at the Joker, like staring into the abyss. Like he just looks dead and lost.
I don't really know a better way to do that. You know, realistically, like, yes, I would love for this video to like, make it so that like it's easy for me to just return, you know, go back to normal, what I was doing before, you know. But the reality is I could do that anyways.
You should have just done that. I don't know why you didn't. That's the part that confuses me the most. Why didn't you just push through the goddamn drama? Like, what is the point? The fact that Rose leaked all of his business a month ago and no one noticed, and he comes and confirms it is wild. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about Rose Malay. Nobody cared about Rose Malay's stupid Mr. Beast video. To be honest, I wish Mr. Beast's fucking Beast Games actually did kill a contestant, and it was Rose. The world would have been in a better place. But instead, we still have Rose Malay existing on this fucking planet. So no one cares about what Rose says. Rose can do whatever. Rose can scream from the rooftops that there is a child predator ring, and no one will care. Because Rose constantly is a habitual, terrible human being that is the most cloud-driven person. Every creator knows this. Big and small. That's like the craziest part. Rose is so known as a complete psychotic bitch that every creator knows it. Every creator. Isn't that insane to you? Thank you for the 50 sec. I'm going to bed. Just wanted to wish you a nice stream. Also, fuck Vad, fuck Rose. Stickers for the cult. Thank you.
I'm in a good spot right now where artistically I'm confident enough in myself to where if I started making content, I believe that people would enjoy it enough.
You should just do that then. Just do that. Do that. This video bad. This video's bad. It's already out there. It's been archived. It's on the farms. It's everywhere. So this is already damaging any sort of idea of you coming back.
To basically just assume on their own that I'm doing good. I really don't need a video telling them I'm doing good, you know, for them to understand it. Like, I could just go the sneaky underground, you know, mysterious artist route that, like, honestly, I've seen everybody do.
What? Sneaky artist underground route? Dude, what? Most YouTubers just push forward. They don't care. They just, they acknowledge it, go, yep, definitely a mistake on my part. I will do better. Keep going. Who? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It wasn't shambles, but he had an opportunity to fix it. Now he doesn't. He has zero recourse now.
Everybody's doing. But I decided no. So
why?
Despite how much I really am struggling, let's talk. All right, let's start.
This is such a horrible idea. I don't even. What he is about to announce next is so much information that is so unnecessary.
The beginning. of like where things went wrong. I went to a show. It was a live show in California. It was Ethan Klein.
Thoughts on the payment processor censorship? I wish we were having this conversation almost a decade ago because people were getting fucked over by that in the first place. I'm going to be honest. Everyone caring about it now because of like weird hentai incest games on Steam kind of annoys me. The idea of payment processors taking away anything or saying that somebody can't own a bank account is maybe the most illegal thing in the world that comes to my brain. I don't know why we were okay with it for like a whole decade. I don't know why we kind of just let it slide under the radar for a whole decade. I hate that it took that to make people talk about it in the mainstream. But that's just me.
And Ethan Klein performing. I had backstage passes. I met them. I talked with them. I related a lot to them, especially Hila, with her struggles with being Jewish right now, and like how like it's how do I say this? It's like even now, like I don't want to fucking talk about it. Like I really don't, you know. But what I want you to understand is that like my horrible response to this whole situation is a long-term thing, or like
he almost just slipped up. Did you see that? Where he was like, yeah, I really resonated with Ela on what it's like to be Jewish nowadays. And he was about to go on a rant about anti-Semitism. And then he remembered, oh, that group of people that yelled at me, oh, they're going to be mad at me talking about anti-Semitism again. Oh my God, Brad, I'm glad you caught yourself. Good job, buddy, not making this into about the Holy War. Let's talk about your mental health instead.
Is the result of a lot of stuff, you know? It's like the moment where things snap. It's not the moment where it's like everything went wrong, basically. So like at this time, you know, like I post a picture that I have with me, some friends, my fiance, Ethan and Ethan Klein. And basically, I was like, yeah, I could post that. It's great. You know, I didn't think it'd be a statement. It
wasn't a statement. It never was. It was a photo. It's not a statement to take a photo with somebody. I'm sorry. It really just isn't. Unless you're a politician and you are standing next to fucking like Hitler or a genocidist or like some kind of deranged madman. It's not a statement. It isn't. I'm sorry. Standing next to Ethan Klein when you are a music reviewer is not a statement. It never will be. It's a photo.
Stupid of me, because of course it's a statement. It's Ethan.
You're a fucking... Of course it's a statement. No, it isn't. It isn't. I'm so sick of this shit. It's not a statement. It's not. When you take a photo with somebody, it doesn't mean that you avow every single thing that they've ever done in their entire life. Aggravates me. Aggravates me. Even if I took a photo with Hassan Piker, I'd be like, I got a photo with Hassan. Yeah, he's a dick. And I told him he's a dick. But he let me take a photo with him. I'd be like, wow, whatever. Who gives a shit? Like, who cares? It's a fucking photo. They are YouTubers. They are not politicians. They are not serial killers. They are not rapists. They are not pedophiles. I don't care.
And Ethan Klein. But I wasn't really ready for war. I wanted to back out. So like, I basically just went against them and said, you know what? I need to back out. I can't do this. You know, this is too hot. And then everyone called me a pussy.
Which you were a pussy. Hardcore pussy.
Which, I mean, to be fair, like, I kind of was.
Not kind of. You were.
But also at the same time, I thought that my choice was understandable. Like, I had a family to take care of, you know? Like, I didn't want this to become my life. The problem is, it wasn't that easy to get out. So, yeah, you know, people are talking about it. I'm a hot topic. And my partner is freaking out because she's...
I'm going to keep a buck here. Your partner's freaking out about a photo is the most dumb shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around, like, getting upset about this. Like, you could just turn Twitter off. You know, you just uninstall it from your phone. If you're getting a lot of hate on Twitter, you just delete it off your phone and don't check it for 72 hours. And you go live your life and keep making content. Because that Twitter audience is not really going to translate over to your regular audience very well at all. So there's no reason to worry about it.
She's involved. You know, she's a part of the whole equation. And I start trying to, you know, say things to fix it. And when I try to help, it basically results in her screaming and crying that things are getting worse and that it's all my fault.
Well, to be honest, to be fair, Brad's responses to everything, which you can see the videos that I put out, or Chud or fucking whoever, right? His responses were not good. He was fighting against people rather than like doing the whole like, I apologize. It was mostly him like fighting with people. That's really it. And there was no reason for it in the first place. Are you gonna... Look at him. Look at his eyes. Look at him like shifting over. Like he's doing this. He's like, it's like, what the fuck is going on with your face? What is going on with your eyes? What are you doing?
So I'm trying to, keep my job because I'm paying her a ridiculous amount of money, like $5,000 a month, to basically do nothing. And I'm going to be honest with you guys.
I'm so sorry. What? I'm sorry. You did what, Brad? He paid his ex-girlfriend $5,000 a month. This guy made 20 to 30K monthly, as confirmed by my ex in my live stream. So he threw away $20 to $30,000 a month over a photo drama instead of just ignoring it and switching to sub-only mode on his chat for a few weeks. He destroyed everything. He pissed away that much money for something so inconsequential. That is maybe the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, it's actually, like, not computing in my brain. Because if I am making $20,000 to $30,000 a month just reacting to music and to music videos, and I barely have to do anything, and someone gets mad at me over a photo I took, who cares? Who cares? Who gives a fuck what Twitter has to say? I'm making $30K a fucking month. I'm making your salary in a month. Like that's the answer. You just rub it in their face. You're like, oh, fuck you. I'm still making money.
I don't have a problem with that. Like paying her $5,000.
Tina worked as his channel manager for the last 2-ish years of their 6-year relationship and helped him establish channel connections, according to her, which he doesn't refute. Okay.
In a month so she could, lay around, smoke weed on the couch and be happy. Great. But
okay, so according to OpBlock, and he's basically relaying info from the ex, right? He's trying to say that this girl did nothing. I'm gonna be honest, she sounds like if what is believed to be true here, if Brad is telling his events of the story that she like lost her mind every time, like over the photo thing, first off, you're an annoying bitch if you're upset that a photo got posted and people on Twitter got mad at you, which who gives a fuck? I'm just gonna say it. You're just annoying as fuck. Like, Brad's a pussy for, like, backing down in the first place. But, like, on top of that, right? On top of that, she's getting paid $5K a month to be his manager. He's trying to say here that she did nothing but smoke weed all day, which is kind of crazy when Brad only smokes weed all day and reacts to music videos and music. That's fucking stupid. He's probably more upset at how Brad was handling it. I'm gonna be honest. I agree with that, but, like, if she was upset at the initial photo and the people coming at them and being like, why'd you post that? Why'd you post that? I have zero. I think you're ridiculous. I think you're a ridiculously whiny person. I'm just gonna say it.
I don't think that she really respected me. I don't think she saw things in me that were, like, important for her to see. So, it went really bad as soon as...
Yeah, literally, Brad's just saying the same shit we would say about him, but towards his ex-girlfriend. She gave us what I figured out. Okay, I'll let you on in a second.
It became me panicking, trying to fix it, and her basically getting angry at me trying to fix it. I'd say that everything reached an apex when she recorded me in my house, yelling at her through the door. I was fucking pissed. I was just like mad because I'm trying to fucking figure everything out in like an impossible situation. Trying to get things back to normal so that like
it is not an impossible situation. You're the one that made it in an impossible situation. You're the one describing it as an impossible situation. It wasn't an impossible situation. It was a photo. And all you had to do was not delete it and shut the fuck up. It's that easy.
We could live a normal fucking life. And she repays me by recording me in my house without my knowledge. She sends it to my parents. She sends it to friends. She sends it to people who are associated with Hive Mind. Yeah, and it's the biggest betrayal I've ever felt. I felt so violated. But like she couldn't hear that because she looked up that it was legal to do that, to like record me in that state. And because it was legal, it was moral to do that, But like,
I don't know anything about the ex so far. Is this the ex? Because she blocked me on Twitter. Already not a good sign in my opinion. But, that's just me. I don't people blocking me on Twitter that I have no interactions with. I think you got something to hide. But that's just me. That's just me. All right? I get a little sus when that happens, all right? I get a little sus when that happens, okay? I get a little sus. I'm not gonna pretend that's how I kind of like judge situations sometimes. What did I do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I didn't even know this was Brad's ex-girlfriend. I saw Chud retweet this and I was like, oh, who's this? And I confirmed it with somebody. I was like, this is the ex-girlfriend? He's like, yeah. I was like, why the fuck she blocked me then?
And
This is Brad, in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion, so far from the information I've seen for the first 7 minutes. It sounds like he's trying to soften the blow in regard to why the recording was done. Where he's just like, well, she recorded without my knowledge, and she did look up that it was legal, so I can't sue her for that, or I can't be mad at her for that, or I can't say she shouldn't have done that. And it was just something so petty, like she thought it was moral to do because it was legal to do. And it's like, why does it sound like you're downplaying something that happened? This sounds like a downplay. This sounds like a hardcore downplaying of what actually happened.
At that point I was done with her. Like at that point I was like, this is fucked up. Like I'm doing everything I can in this situation to make things work. I love you, but we're not going to be a good match. So yeah, I believe maybe like a week later I was streaming.
She claims he was right up in her face. Interesting.
When I said, I remember I was like,
no, I know legal does not mean moral, but it's like this weird thing where it just sounds like he's downplaying it or like trying to make her seem like it was so unnecessary to do that in the first place. Do the just still method. I love you. Don't kill yourself. I love you. Sherry, don't kill yourself. Just still loves you.
It's like doing a stream and then I left. I go to the kitchen. I see her sitting on the couch, like screaming and crying, and I'm pissed off. Like,
okay,
because like I'm trying to focus.
Okay, okay,
to get work done. And
you know what you do if you're angry and your partner's like upset at you? Don't engage. Don't like download the anger onto that person. What you do is you go into a different room or you leave the house and you go on a walk. You go on a walk and clear your head. You kind of think about it a little bit more. Maybe what things that you did a little bit wrong, something that you could do a little bit better, something that you might come back with and say, listen, like, I get why you're upset. Let's see if we can work through this. You should not be getting angry at that person for being upset. It's kind of not a good sign, in my opinion.
And it felt like she was interrupting that. Now, here's the thing. What I want you to understand out of all of this, and remember how I said that it was all like, it wasn't just this scenario happening, that this was like a long-term effect? Well, I was so obsessed with my work. I became like completely locked into that to the point of where she has told me that she felt completely invisible in the relationship. Yeah, my response to her crying was screaming at her.
Why are you telling me? Wait a minute. Why are you telling us this? Why are you telling us this willingly? So you see your girlfriend crying, going through it, and you are also emotional. And instead of just saying, I fucked up, I wasn't there for her and I really messed up. I should have done better.
I told her to go basically stay with her mother who lived like 5 minutes away. Instead of doing that, she got me kicked. Okay, so
I'm so sorry. What was that?
Notification was, I am streaming right now. I can't have you like screaming and crying like in the house.
You turn off the stream. You don't keep streaming. If your partner is crying their eyes out because of a situation that you are both in at this moment, your priority should not be, I need to stream to my weird gay little audience of people that are hyper obsessed with music and are just tired of listening to Anthony Fantano talk. I need to like work this out with my girlfriend / partner / whoever. That's what like a normal person would do. Even somebody who is hyper vigilant on their content recognizes that as a human being, you need to stop what you're doing and deal with that immediately, because that is going to be a problem down the line. Your priorities are all over the fucking place, Brad. They aren't good priorities.
I told her to go basically stay.
How much do I know about this Brad stuff? Pretty much everything that happened a year ago. And now I am learning as I go the new stuff because I am very behind on drama today.
With her mother?
Because I've been out for the past few days.
Who lived like 5 minutes away?
So you kicked her out of the house instead of ending stream and working it through with her. What is wrong with you?
Instead of doing that, she got me kicked. Okay, so I'm like doing this thing where I'm like,
instead of her listening to me to get kicked out of our house, she got me kicked out of my house. Did you see that? Did you see that attempted shift of blame there? Did you see that? Where it's like, I wanted her out of the house. I tried kicking her out of the house, but she got me kicked out of the house, and then he stopped himself before he went too deep. and now he's thinking about what he has to say. This is such a bad idea, dude. Holy shit, this might be the worst oversharing video I've ever seen.
You need to go to your mom's house. And she's like, you know, fuck you, this is my house too. And I'm like, I pay all the bills. This is all important. This is all important. Trust me.
Huh?
I pay the bills for this entire place. You know, like, I'm keeping it up. You don't contribute shit to the equation. Get out.
But you're the one that hired her as your channel manager, apparently. Like, if she was a part of your channel managing, clips, brand deals, all that stuff, she did contribute. Yes, the money did come from the main channel revenue and the work that you put in, but you're the idiot that hired your girlfriend to be the manager. You're an idiot.
She calls.
That's like DSP making Panda Lee the manager on his channel. That's like a stupid fucking thing to do.
On me, and they have me arrested for domestic violence.
For yelling? For yelling they arrested you? Really? Threats of violence. So you can't just like, you can yell at your partner and not get arrested. The other way that the way you could be arrested is that if you add threats of violence, or that if it's a pattern of behavior that shows spousal abuse. That's what, like, I'm just looking it up just to be upfront here. I feel like that's not everything, Brad. So as he explained it, she had the recording. The police asked to hear it and decided it would cause a continued issue. Okay, so they recognized it as that. So he didn't, like, threaten to kill her. He didn't threaten to, like, cut her up into tiny little pieces or something like that and hide her like Mama JF. He just was, like, screaming, and the cops recognized that might continue and actually escalate into something potentially dangerous, and the cops took immediate action. He's leaving some shit out here.
That is really where the story all starts. Like,
Tina didn't want him charged, but the cops still arrested him.
You know, I'm in a jail cell. This was like, literally, there's like a clip of me that's like me talking about how I don't feel safe in my home, and then like an hour later, I'm in jail. You know?
You don't feel safe in your home? I'm sorry, what?
You know, I'm in a jail cell.
Uh-huh.
This was like, literally, there's like a clip of me that's like me talking about how I don't feel safe in my home, and then like an hour later, I'm in jail.
Were you afraid of your girlfriend? Was she threatening you? I feel like if you had some evidence of that, you would show that and add to that context and be like, I don't feel safe in my own home. You know, my girlfriend threatened to kill me. Here's some proof. It's like, whoa, Brad, Jesus, I can't believe your girlfriend was like that. What? This is why you should never do an underprepared video.
You know?
You know? No, I don't know.
And I don't want to fucking say any of this. I don't want to talk about
Thank you for the $1.99 monthly Pepino.
About this. It makes me look bad. But I'm also now realizing that I don't really care because that's what happened. Those are, you know, that's what I did. These are the choices I made. Anyways, yeah, so once that happens, the relationship is over. I'm just like, yeah.
I'm just telling you all, if Rose shows up in this chat for whatever reason, bully them until they leave. Okay, I give you express permission.
So, you know, I move back home and I go to rehab because, like, something's wrong, you know? Like, all of this is happening and just I don't understand it. Rehab is okay, you know? I learned a few things. You know, like, in 5 months of being there, like, yeah, you know, there was stuff that was helpful. But, man, I felt so betrayed. She basically she moved to Detroit. And here's kind of where it gets difficult for me. Because it's one thing, like, losing your partner. It's another thing, like, with losing hive mind. Like, the fact...
Wait, she's in Lazy Bedhead's chat right now? Are you kidding? Is Rose actually crashing out? Also, just, like, quick aside here. Quick aside, okay? Just very quick aside. Is Brad saying that him losing, like, a YouTuber group or, like, a label or, like, a group of artists is more impactful on his life than his own partner? Is that what he's saying here? That's how his mindset was during that time? Your priorities are completely raped. There is nothing normal about you. Everything's completely flipped on its head. Everything. What the fuck are you talking about? Hold on.
Hell of, like, trying to figure out whether it was a dental related or an ear related thing.
The Rose Malay, Sasha, I've dealt with the worst kinds of messages you can imagine for over a decade now. You're never minded if you think I'm only responding like this because of this stream. Oh my god! I love me a good Rose Malay crash out. Look at this shit. Look how pathetic they are. Oh my God, they're crashing out so hard in that chat.
The fact that like these two things were so connected.
Rose, don't worry about Chris. Who's Chris? Stop telling her about me. I see you in the chat. Stop it. You little motherfuckers. What's Chris's YouTube channel? You guys are not opping her. You guys are not opping her to come to my channel. I almost just choked to death. Oh my God, that's funny.
I almost killed myself over it. Like, I had this, and I had pills. However, good news.
Oh, I totally... What did I miss? I'm sorry. Why did he take out a bottle of... What kind of vodka was that? Was that Smirnoff? Was that Smirnoff vodka?
I almost killed myself over it. Like,
you're gonna kill yourself with Smirnoff vodka? Can you, like, pick a better vodka brand? Like, if you're going to kill yourself with, like, a very nice bottle of vodka. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do it, you might as well go out like a baller with, like, a $5,000 bottle of, like, vodka. It should be, like, super expensive shit that you're mixing with the pills.
like
He's fat! He's fat!
this, and I had pills. However, good news is this happened 3 months ago, and there's this much alcohol in the bottle.
I'm very glad that you didn't die, Brad, but you should have chose, like, a way better vodka brand for your attempted suicide. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be real here, okay? Just better. It's a plastic bottle. It's a plastic bottle of vodka. You couldn't even spring for, like, an actual glass bottle. That laugh brings joy. Medicare would be proud. True.
That means something went well. I mean, something's going right.
No, I would say that you being alive is more impressive than some of the bottle being drank, but okay. This is like someone pulling out their gun and saying I was gonna do it, but I didn't. Which is better, glass or plastic? You always want a glass when you're buying liquor. Don't buy plastic. That's fucking disgusting. You always want glass. You always want real glass. You never want plastic for your alcohol.
Let's talk about Hive Mind. Hive Mind is a collective of guys who
my buddy, he hasn't uploaded in months. That is a good point.
very much respect. But Riley's a diva, and Graydon's a...
Check my DMs. What? Why? Oh, it's just circus music.
brute. Here's the thing, though. That just makes me like them more, because they're very human.
Huh?
In fact, I think that, like, their flaws are the things that really, attracted me to them. You know, what really made me, like, interested in them as people. You know, what made me connect with them on, like, a much deeper level. So, the fact that, like, my ex moves to Detroit, like, around all these, like, Hive Mind people, and then...
Thank you for the 5. You guys are fucked. Brad almost went to the ICU for getting smeared off iced. Fuck, dude. Okay. That shouldn't have been as funny as it was. Okay. So, that was an interesting way to describe this group of people. I really like them for their flaws more than anything else, to, like, really connect with them, and then, like, their horrible faults. Like, what a way to describe a group of people that you were friends with, is that you only cared about, like, their flaws and faults. That's such a weird way to describe, like, a friendship with people.
Starts, like, dating Graydon's roommate, and, like, Riley leaves me on red, and it's just like, wow. I really love the people at Hive Mind still. Like, in case you don't know who Hive Mind is, I collaborated with them. They're, like, a pretty big channel, but just, they did to me what they did to Nick Is Not Green.
What? How did we get Nick? Wait, how did Nick Is Not Green get put into this?
I remember when I was there, and they were telling me the story. Nick Is Not Green, great friends, he has his thing that happens, and bye-bye Nick Is Not Green, no longer associated with the name. Now, of course, at the time, I'm just thinking, like, oh, thank God I'm on...
Okay, so Nick Is Not Green got kicked out of this group, and Brad's being told about what happened with this group.
the right side,
And Nick.
of this shit. But then I ended up on the other side of things. And I actually, I would say became friends with Nick Is Not Green, but I honestly I think he sent me a message like 5 months ago that I never checked. So even then, like, I'm not doing great with that. But, like, I got to see...
They used to collab with Nick a lot. Okay, that's interesting. Probably other Super Mega stuff? I'd assume so.
that perspective. I got to see both sides. And in my opinion...
You got to see both sides. Well, Nick Is Not Green peddled false allegations because Ethan is online, and Lex, a dog, basically tried to ruin two people's career for, like, no reason. And then on top of that, Nick Is Not Green doesn't have domestic violence allegations or an arrest. So, like, this comes out the same day Nick put out his newest video about how bad he messed up with the Super Mega drama. Oh my God, Nick made another video. What are we at, like 7 apologies for this shit now? Holy hell, Nick.
I don't give a shit. Whatever. Moving on. Let's talk about where things start.
You definitely give a shit. You wouldn't have brought it up. What are you doing? Hold on.
Perspective. You know, I got to see both sides. And in my opinion, I don't give a shit.
Yes, you fucking do. Yes, you do.
Look at this picture right here, okay? Now, I'm going to explain this picture later, but this
Why is there a what is the bee and the ant? What is this?
is a bee being, that's dead. It's being carried by an ant, all right? I saw this with my own 2 eyes in nature, a bee being carried by an ant down a line, all right?
Yeah, dead animal gets carried off by ant. That's happened like I don't know how this is like a huge thing to you. I don't know how this is philosophical either.
Hey, that was that's some life-changing stuff. It's weird. It's like it's
Huh?
symbolic to me.
Life-changing stuff. Life-changing. Looking for the 2 we could be bees. You guys are so mind-raped by Diorio.
Maybe it's like maybe I feel like it's a symbol of me somehow overcoming, a lot of stuff that's been going on. It starts with 4 months ago when I decided to stop streaming and stop working. It basically came down to I can't do this anymore. I can't fucking do it anymore. Like something is wrong,
Man, how many months did it take you to recognize that something's wrong, Brad? It took you how many months to get to this point? That now you recognize something's wrong? I don't know how it took you this long, but okay. Progress, I guess.
So I'm like, I don't really know what is wrong, but I just feel like I shouldn't stream. So instead I start watching movies, and I kind of come to the idea that I don't really know if I should work because I really don't want to.
What?
So
You know what you do, Brad? When you're really listen, I don't want to continue doing this one thing, you start another thing. You go out into the real world and you find yourself a job. And then what you do with that is that it gives you a new perspective, maybe some ideas, some changes, that you might want to make to your own personal stuff. And then you slowly but surely integrate back into that full time. You quit the job and then boom, you're reinvigorated. That's what a person with a healthy mindset would do. But you have none of that. Just put the fries in the bag for about a year and your life will be completely different.
I just kind of keep sitting around all day watching movies.
And doing that doesn't help your mental at all. If you're depressed and you're just sitting there watching television and movies, you're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. You might as well just fucking keep eating until you're 500 pounds and die of a heart attack like fucking Brendan Fraser in The Whale. I don't even know how that movie ended. I assume he died because he was so fat. You might as well just keep doing that. Just feed yourself until you fucking pop because you're not doing anything. You're not changing anything. You're watching movies all day. No wonder your mental health is still in the shitter.
And it's like the stuff with my ex and then with Hive Mind and how that's all connected. I can't get it out of my head. I fucking can't. It's like no matter what I do, that's like my ex leaving to go and be a part of Hive Mind and fuck Graydon's roommate, Yeah,
there's this whole thing called moving on from somebody like you, buddy.
Well, I wasn't taking it so well. So, just thinking every day how I was going to kill myself, and then eventually came up with drinking and pills.
You sent me a DM of what Brad was doing at home. Yeah, that's accurate.
Then my cousin came and visited, and everything changed. This was the moment where it all turned around.
I'm very happy that your cousin came to change your life around. The problem that we're facing here is that you really, really, really downplayed what happened in the domestic violence thing here. You gotta just really brush past the arrest.
I'm driving with him. I live in Arizona, and so I'm driving with him in the car.
No wonder you're depressed. You live in Arizona, dude. It is a desert. There is nothing out there. Thank you for the 5, Baron. I wonder how that guy who made the video about how terrible it was for Brad to be replaced by Leah Donovan feels now. Wait, what? There's a guy that made a video that was upset that Lyrics took over Brad's place. Is that actually a video? What are you? There's no way that's real. You're fucking trolling me.
And he is oohing and awing at the world around him. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? This is this brown, dead, shitty spot. How are you finding anything of beauty here? And then we go upstate. And he's talking to my dad.
It's real. You guys are being serious. You're not fucking with me. It's like a Synthetic Man kind of stan video. Is that kind of what it is? Synthetic Man always has random little channels that suck his cock and defend him on every single thing. So there's a guy out there that made a video about Brad and how it sucks that Lyrics took over.
And he's connecting with my dad in a way that I've never connected to my dad. And he's very peppy and optimistic. And then I'm having dinner with him and my mom. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I had to move back in with my parents. That was another big reason I wanted to kill
Why are you telling everybody this? Please, Brad. I'm begging you, buddy. Like, this is not the info we need to know.
myself. I went from like big shot to, back to the place where I thought I was running from, where I thought that it was like, this is where all the problems were. My cousin invites me to go to Switzerland and Egypt with him. And reluctantly, but quickly, I answer yes. Because I know how important this is, if this is like going to do what I think it is. And I mean, I already wanted to die, so like what is there to lose at this point, right? So, time comes, I leave the country. It's amazing. Switzerland is absolutely gorgeous. Being around people who don't speak the same language as you is really nice, because like, I didn't feel anxious.
Huh?
As if like
That doesn't make any sense. I don't feel anxious because I can't understand these people. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That is so fucking stupid. It actually just like short-circuited me for a second. Like, wouldn't you feel more anxious because they might just be like shitting on you in a different language? Like I wouldn't you be like more upset that you can't understand the language? I don't understand that. I don't get that. Like when I visited other countries, I tried my hardest to be like, to say words, and they'll laugh. I know they're laughing because I'm terrible at other languages, but at least they appreciate that I tried. That doesn't make any sense to me.
everybody was watching me, Just like, I always feel like I have to
People are watching you. You're a foreigner.
connect with people, And when they're not speaking English, like, there's no chance for me to connect with them. Because I was fucking lonely. I had no friends out here. I didn't know how to...
That doesn't make any sense. If you're lonely and you have no friends, wouldn't you want to get to know people in a completely different culture, a completely different side of the world? That doesn't make any sense. You want the connection. You're lonely. You're depressed.
talk to people. Like, I literally felt like I couldn't get out of this, And for a moment, I didn't have to. I could just be in it. I could just indulge in it. And it's that mindset that really got me, really far through this whole process. Yeah, I mean, I had fun with Switzerland and Egypt. There's not really much to say. I took a picture that's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. I'm waiting to write a song for it, because I need to crop the image and add an explicit symbol on it, because then it becomes the real deal. You'll see one day. I come back. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling all right. But I have a plan B in case that happens. And that's that I had a second vacation planned. The second trip was to Minnesota to basically sleep in a music studio with a bunch of people that Dylan, basically, he's friends with. And we're all going to stay in this music studio while Dylan records music. And, with doing this, I connected with people and I found like a family through it. And I realized,
yeah, I sped this up because he's talking so slow. I can't do when somebody's doing the whole like, guys, I gotta tell you this story, and like I'm so depressed, and it's like my life's crumbling around me, and let me explain I'm still talking faster than he would.
oh, there are people like me. I can connect to people. This is like, not only that, but I can connect to people
Using Moose, I could be a B. Yes, true.
who are interested in the same thing as me, and it doesn't need to be online. Being in the studio showed me that like there's all this cool stuff with music, and I don't need to just like be stuck behind a desk doing YouTube for forever.
How didn't you think about that as like a side project, or like have another thing that you're doing on top of the YouTube channel? Like, I don't understand that. I'll never truly understand why people on YouTube that do it full time think that they have to solely dedicate their life to the craft of YouTube. Every other creator that's made it big when they became huge had other projects in the work. Why would you only shackle yourself to one thing? I'll never understand that. Brad, for the inevitable lawsuit, I know a great lawyer lives in Minnesota. You should hire. Yeah, there's this guy called Nicholas Ricada. You should definitely check him out.
I come back and I'm like, okay, that was like the greatest experience of my life. Like, that was life-changing shit. And now, all of a sudden, I'm doing pretty good. But
Okay.
I still don't want to work. And it's weird. I don't really fully understand why. Because, like, I'm feeling better, right? Why don't I want to go in front of a camera and have everybody, listen to me talk about stuff and judge me for it, Turns out that it's not because...
I suppose the Rose Malay video of Liam Donovan, anything made by Rose Malay is instantaneously dog shit the second that it's touched by those greasy fucking sausage hands of that fat, disgusting pig.
I don't like that. But it's because I've actually burnt myself out so badly with music that I fucking hate it. And not only that, but Brad taste in music, like thinking the name, saying it out loud, gave me like this, even now, gives me this sinking pit in my stomach feeling. Like,
Then why would you upload to the channel? If you are really feeling that like uploading a YouTube video onto this channel and you like hate the idea of this channel, you hate the idea of what you've built, why would you upload here? What is the point? What is the point of doing this then? If it makes you feel gutturally that you're dying on the inside when you think about this shit, why would you upload it?
just absolutely awful feeling. Like, I don't feel happy thinking about working on my YouTube channel anymore. You know, in the same way that I used to, or at least I didn't. I'll say that like right now it's better, but like, you know, 2 months ago it was pretty much like I'm enjoying everything else that has to do with music right now that isn't like my job. I'm starting to like care about it again. And that's because of one thing. My friend Kendall, I would visit him. We would go and watch a movie.
What kind of motherfucker has a friend named Kendall? I'm sorry.
And then
That took me back.
we would sit at the park, sometimes in my car. We would smoke weed. We would listen to music.
You already lost me here because the whole idea of you know, going to rehab was to stop your weed usage because it was like fucking your brain up. So you go and relapse on weed? Are you out of your mind? There's no transphobia allegations. Trans people can be fat, yo-yo.
And watching him react.
That's you being transphobic, assuming that trans people can't be fat. That's you. You Scarlet Leaker talking to Perry. Yeah, Scarlet Reaper is a pedophile. Like, who gives a shit?
to the shit that I was playing.
Who the fuck is Perry?
And hearing how it was making me feel and seeing his reaction and just like it was amazing. It was just what I needed. So after that, I started, you know, I wasn't even thinking about music after that moment. Or I'm sorry, YouTube after that moment. It just became, how do I entertain this guy? So I just started driving and listening to music, thinking like, okay, well this song like go hard, you know, being high in a car with him, you know? And I ended up just like saving a bunch of songs that I felt would work in that environment, specifically for that environment. And then, and then I'd share them with him. But he's not always available. And every single day I'm out like for hours just driving with no destination, just listening to music. I need other people.
What the fuck is like your entire mindset? I'll never understand it. I can't. Like, it's so fundamentally different than mine. I can't like understand the thought process of that. So you are not only wasting your time, you're wasting your friend's time, you relapse on weed and all this other shit. Like, why would you do this? What is the point of that? You're not doing anything that is actually going to make you better. It's just continuing the cycle of delaying the inevitable. What's the point?
People to hang out with. So I have other friends who, once again, I can just like sit in the car with and listen to music and chill out and show them things. And all of a sudden I'm starting to find, you know, that interest in all this stuff that I cared about before. And I'm starting to remember why it is that I like it. You know, it's on a good path. And then I do something that, okay, let's just say a week ago. It's the reason I'm making this video. Because I finally feel like I'm actually ready to make this.
Oh, wait, somebody asked me about the Vosh thing. What are my thoughts on Vosh leaking shit to a minor? First off, is anyone shocked by that? If 100% definitively proven, I haven't looked it over, so I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I know for a fact." I haven't even looked at it. I think it's saved in the active investigations. I just want to see how Vosh is going to respond to it. So that's kind of probably what I'm going to do. But like, if Vosh, like, I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, would you be shocked? Would you be shocked if Vosh was talking with a minor sexually? If your answer is no, then I am also the same here. Like, it's not shocking to me. Vosh was caught with Lolicon on his computer being railed by horses. I am not shocked by this guy. Vosh is not going to respond to it. He's going to dodge it. Yeah, that's what we thought about the folder thing, and then Alec Gunter got him to fucking crash out about it. So it's only a matter of time in my book.
A week ago.
Does anyone remember that it was actually Alec Gunter's fault that the short stack goblin discourse started? Does anyone remember that? Does anyone remember that it's Alec Gunter's fault that Vosh ran on the rant in regard to short stack goblins? That's Alec's fault. Yes, really.
Was where like it all came together. Remember how I said I never really had that real connection with my dad? Well, I wondered if it was because like he never had someone in his life.
If I remember correctly, Alec was in the stream chat and Alec brought up H3H3 and them talking about his folder, and then Vosh like started ranting about the goblin stuff. Like, I literally blame Alec Gunter for that. You know what? Not even blame. I thank Alec Gunter for that. You know that Lanza found posts where prove he actually wants to fuck a horse? No, I was not aware. I don't even know that. Off topic, F Collective shout Visa, MasterCard, and no, I'm not upset that you did that. Okay, that's cool.
Where like it all came together. Remember how I said I never really had that real connection with my dad?
Why are you telling me about your failure to have a real relationship with your own father? Why are you telling me this? Why are you telling anybody this? What is the point?
Well,
okay, I guess I have to learn about his dad's him and his dad's healing routine.
If it was because
like how Boogie did mushrooms and realized that his mom beating him was just another form of love or whatever.
Never had someone in his life just like unconditionally listen and want to be around him and just give him attention. You know, just pay attention to him. I did that and it was magic. It was incredible.
Cool.
I now have a real relationship with my dad, and a lot of that was built on like we would wake up and we would go and we'd drive up a mountain.
Boogie's
there
mom
was this exact
beat him
bench. We
and
would
molested him.
You know,
I'm sorry. I have to not interrupt Brad on that one. Core's gonna hate editing this.
real relationship with my dad, and a lot of that was built on like we would wake up and we would go and we'd drive up a mountain, and there was this exact bench. We would in the trunk of my car we had like tribal drums and a gong, you know, different sticks to hit things with, and I was making music in nature with my dad, you know, and just like connecting and like improvising, and it was great. Like it was good shit. Like I discovered, like, you know, through this time with my dad, that he is I'm just gonna say it, like a musical genius.
What?
Which I'm like perfectly comfortable saying, because I've heard how he puts sounds together, and it's like nothing I've ever heard. It's a magic.
Man, Dad, you hit that log so well it reverbed through and it sounded like a brand new Tupac album. Like, what the fuck?
Like it's at the highest degree, you know, which is amazing, because I thought my dad was just an asshole when he said that my music wasn't good, you know, or the stuff that I liked he wasn't like connecting with. But then like I actually finally heard and saw what he saw. It all made sense. I was like, oh shit. You really are looking for frequency. Like, you're looking for nesting. You're looking for environment, atmosphere, like more than anything. And amazingly, that's what I look for the most out of anything. So we just artistically clicked. And yeah, so he's going back to work. Looks like I'm supposed to be going back
Wait, your dad was not going to work for a while? Like, why are you telling us this?
to work. But I'm gonna be honest, I might not even go to work. I don't even think I care enough, to be honest.
No, she didn't. He got groomed to the camping trip. Boogie chases shit all the time. Even finding a kid behind the camera got arrested for bad thing he did to his wife. Yeah, kid needs to be fired from Lolcow. Kid's a freak. Kid's not even a freak. I'm so sick and tired of the fucking kid behind the camera shit. Like, that motherfucker needs to go. Like, he can't continue to like do anything anymore. I'm so sick and tired of this. I know the charges got dropped or whatever, but like, I still don't trust that motherfucker with anything. I would not want to be a part of anything that he's running. I wouldn't want to like talk to him or anything. He needs to be fired.
Yeah, especially if I post this video. I'm definitely, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right, let's think. What have I not mentioned yet? There are many members of the community who've given a lot to this channel who have received absolutely nothing in return, not even like acknowledgement from me, you know, in a way that's cold, in a way that they recognize that they feel and they feel betrayed with. I've lost 2 Discords, okay?
Brad, what are you doing? Why are you like, who cares? You lost 2 Discord. Like, who gives a shit? I lost 2 Discords. Like, I feel like there's so much other shit to care about. Okay, a lot more shit to care about. Why are you bringing up the loss of Discords? No one cares.
I've lost 2, not 1, 2 Discords to mutiny. All right, so clearly I'm not doing something.
Mutiny. I lost 2 Discords to mutiny. What? You just demod everybody. What are you doing?
Right. I'm aware of that. However, all I can do is try my best moving forward. And oh yeah, stream FKA Twigs. There you go. All right, that's it. Bye.
That was the worst video I've ever seen in my entire life. Just oversharing to a degree that is so goddamn unnecessary. All right, so after Brad puts out this fucking video of the most pathetic trauma dump I've ever seen in my entire life, I really don't feel sympathy at this point. I don't know how you can. Like, I don't get it anymore. Like, he had so many opportunities to, like, not crash the fuck out and just continue moving forward. And he just chooses the wrong path every single time. Like, I can't feel sympathetic to this guy. I literally can't. I'm getting sick of it. Let's see. It's so pathetic. It's like, it's disgusting to me at this point. So this is Tina. Tina blocked me on Twitter. I'm going to keep bringing that up. So I had to screenshot these myself like some kind of animal. All right, so Tina puts out a post to respond to Brad's video. I'm sifting through the many notes, audio recordings, and screenshots I have dating back to 2019. I am not sure how much I want to share. If any, please understand I spent 5 years with this person, and he was paying me to work with/for him for less than 2 years of that. I do not want him to hurt himself. Nobody does, but like, this is just not healthy. Like, somebody needs to delete his YouTube channels, and he needs to go into the real world and have a real job for like 7 years, and then maybe think about coming back. It's just not healthy, and I do not want to get him into legal trouble. I've been silent the past year because I want to see him get better, and I desperately want to move forward with my life after spending half of my 20s being abused. Jesus Christ. It's clear he still wants to punish me for the consequences of his own actions. This is not a new thing for me. As he did that the entire length of our relationship, after almost 6 years of trying my hardest to protect him despite the abuse, I just don't have it in me anymore. I'm going to close this one. I'm not a public person, never have been. I am trying to handle things in the best way that I can right now. I just need time to figure out the best way to move forward. I don't have anything compiled or prepared because revisiting it is incredibly triggering. Can you please stop calling it that? Thanks to anyone who has reached out with words of support. I have no doubts about what I went through, and I have undeniable evidence of it, and I have discussed it extensively in therapy and with close friends. I don't really need strangers to believe me. Oh, I don't like that sentence, but okay. I am in a much better spot now, surrounded by wonderful people who do not mistreat me at this point. I am more interested in spreading awareness and validating the experiences of people who have gone through similar things without the support that I am so lucky to have. If anyone reading this can relate to anything that's been discussed or shared so far, please know you are not alone. There's a way out. Even if it feels impossible right now, reach out to a friend or call the DV hotline. Okay, cool. Don't care. Let's see. What is this? More added context from the Reddit so you don't need to sift through my stream when she talks. So let's read over this post that Falgi just sent me. New Tina comments from the op block. Tina, I have never sent the audio recordings to his friends. I sent it to his mom, my mom, and one friend in Detroit. Nobody at Hivemind. Okay? This is Tina talking about Brad. I'll be releasing something with the help of my therapist and probably after having it approved by a lawyer. Okay, that's fair. But I'm also working to get the police report too. I have evidence of abuse dating back to 2019, long before he was signing my paychecks, lol. I'm pretty sure you could just call them and they should be able to pull that in a couple of days, not even. For the last year and a half of our relationship, yeah, I was essentially his manager, PR, bookkeeper, caretaker, etc. I'll explain more in time, I'm sure. I've been biting my tongue for so long. I wanted to see him be rehabilitated. Why? This is my thing, right? If you want to see him to be rehabilitated, I understand that he's trying to throw you under the bus, but like going into a drama streamer's chat isn't really helping, but okay. The doctor I was working for at a time as a medical assistant moved out of state, and my chronic pain was getting so much. Of course, there's chronic pain. He essentially begged me to quit my job. Lots of evidence, lots and lots. Stop. Like this kind of like fucking this posturing of being like, I have a lot of evidence, a lot of evidence. Okay, then compile it and post it. You don't need to be telling everyone about it. Just do it. Okay, I don't need to hear about this coming from a fucking drama streamer chat. I've truly been rooting for him since he was going on intensive outpatient therapy. Okay, that's fine. I have truly been, until yesterday. Okay, so that just happened. No, now I'm getting people in my DMs telling me to kill myself. Oh my God, who cares? Close your DMs. I wanted it to be private. When I release a statement, it will be released independently of any channel or specific outlet. Okay, that's fine. I'm really not interested in protecting him anymore. I just want my own peace at this point. I wonder why she blocked you, lol. I really have no problem believing that something happened here, right? I'm not devaluing her experience at all. I'm not saying that she wasn't abused. I'm not saying that there's no evidence or anything. I'm just saying maybe don't try to like talk about it in a live stream chat. Maybe just compile the evidence. Maybe do that. And then release it and let the evidence stand on its own instead of just constantly saying, I have a lot of evidence. I have a lot of evidence. I have a lot of evidence. It's just so unnecessary. It's kind of like how I look at it, but I guess I'm just more harsh about it than most people would be. All right. So now we have Ethan Klein dropping a long comment on Brad Tastes in Music's latest video. So Ethan responded to Brad and his section involving Brad and the disavowal and all that shit, okay? I want to preface this comment by saying that nothing I say here should be used against Brad. He is not endorsing me or making any kind of positive statement about me. Brad, I actually recommend that you don't respond or like this comment, just so that it can't be twisted or used against you. I'm only writing this to put your mind at ease regarding our experience together. If you're reading this and you are a person that doesn't like me, I hope you can at least respect the intent behind this comment and not use it against Brad. Okay. I can't escape Ethan Klein, man. I can't do it. Dude, drama fucking sucks. The Ethan Hassan drama is just making me want to like put a loaded gun in my mouth. With that said, I want to tell you that I hold absolutely no ill will towards you. Well, that's good of Ethan to have like no ill will towards it. To be honest, it was something so minuscule it didn't even matter in the grand scheme of thing. I am not his orbiter. I do not like Ethan Klein. Okay, I am not like a fucking Ethan Klein stan. Okay, I recognize that Ethan is a fucking manic, but at the same time, he was like, we have to defend the wrong nature of fucking sending skulls and trying to take a family away from him. Like, that's wrong. All right. Never forget, Brad was the start of the Ethan who saw Destiny escaping our communities. Besides those two, and grabbed up the rest of us. True. With that said, I want to tell you that I hold absolutely no ill will towards you. At the time, I was personally hurt by what you said and taking the photo with me and Hila. But after hearing everything you've been through, your reaction makes a lot more sense. Life can be messy. That doesn't make you a bad person. No, it just makes you retarded. Sometimes we make mistakes, and in our cases, some very public ones. It's just a photo. We should not be taking this as a mistake. It's a fucking photo. But that doesn't make you a bad person. When it's all playing out publicly, it can feel 10 times worse. With strangers who know nothing about you, judging every decision and branding you as a bad person. Bro, you don't know this guy. I get you're trying to, like, leave words of encouragement, and that's nice of you. But, like, bro, I'm gonna keep a buck. There was no reason for you to do this. Zero. Like, it's just a waste of your time, because Brad is just not, from what I could gather, a mentally stable person to even remotely engage with in any capacity, whether positive or negative. But it doesn't mean you're a bad person. On the contrary, you seem like a genuinely kind, creative, and passionate person. I truly respect how open and sincere you're being and sharing your story. Ooh, that's going to probably bite Ethan in the ass later. Ultimately, my point is just to say, if you feel bad about our interaction, don't. It's all love here, from one neurotic Jew to another. Oh my God. He had to add the Jew part. He had to. He just had to. He had to add the Jew part. He had to add the Jew part. All right, who is this person? I saw this thread. Is this Brad's, like, artist? Is this Brad's mod? I didn't, like, look into this specific person and the allegations they're levying against Brad. I feel like this is a mod or somebody in his community. Oh, his ex-editor? Okay, thank you. A bit after the incident between me and Brad, I remember this. Holy shit. I forgot that Brad had a falling out with his editor, and his editor, like, crashed out on me. Yeah, they, like, crashed out on me because I made fun of them. I remember that. I had tried to reach out to clear up the air between us involving the money situation. He was dismissive to me, so I gave up. A few days after I received a DM from a third party telling me Brad wanted to talk, so I did. In there, he apologized to me, saying what I did what I had to do. I mentioned I shouldn't have went public as quickly as I did, and things worked fine. I told him I wasn't interested in pursuing a proper friendship again, and we went on from there. A few days later, however, I received a phone call from Brad from in front of a police station. What? He was screaming and crying and told me he just was arrested for domestic abuse. He told me he just screamed at her, but I was skeptical and figured there had to be some missing details. I stayed on the phone with him until he was at a hotel safe. He told me the things that his fiancée had done, but without much detail. He mentioned she turned the Hive Mind crew against him and bragged into his face that nobody likes you anymore. Oh my God, that just sounds fake. But to be honest, again, we do not have evidence. This is all word of mouth, so I can't judge either direction, but I'm gonna be realistic. That sounds made up. To me personally, it sounds made up, but I'm not making a judgment definitively and saying, oh, Brad's making that up or his ex never said that. I'm just saying that sounds like a childish fucking thing to say. He pleaded with me not to talk to his fiancée, which I didn't, in part because I didn't really have a proper way of reaching out to her, but heard from a third party who did talk to her that all she did was film her yelling and sent it to Hive Mind. After that situation went quiet, but the whole thing continued to bother me. So many details didn't add up to me. Eventually, I realized that Brad wasn't someone I wanted to keep connections with, considering the incident between us and what I had just learned. I later cut off contact with him and tried to put this whole thing behind me. However, one of the things continued to bother me was that the online association I currently had with someone who I learned was convicted of DV. I wanted that conversation gone, so I tried to email Brad professionally, asking for the removal of any videos featuring me. However, I didn't receive a response from him directly. Well, to be honest, okay, to be real, yeah, you could be disgusted with the idea of the domestic violence stuff, but like he paid you for a service. Deleting the videos in its entirety, I believe, is too much. If you asked him to edit out your sections and remove credit, that makes more sense to me. I think asking to take down the full videos is a little fucking overzealous, but whatever. Maybe I'm just a monster. Maybe I'm just an asshole. Instead, he tells me that someone else should have apologized for slandering him, and he owes me no favors and wasn't going to take the videos down. I saw this response and realized there was no use fighting it and left it there. Okay. So I want to read this and see if that's exactly what he wrote, because I don't like this editor. Hi, blank. Happy to hear from you. I have no idea I was emailed by Pakuro, but she unfollowed me on everything and just cut off contact. I don't know when. I'm still pretty upset that she never apologized publicly for slandering me or anything. Why didn't you say anything to them then, Brad, about putting out some sort of statement in the first place saying that what I did was wrong in the first place? Like why didn't you bring that up in the conversation when you rectified things, Brad? Whatever. This is the most childish shit ever. Like, she made a giant mess of my reputation. Last thing I'm in the mood for is a favor for her. She agreed to be a part of the videos, knowing full well what involves. I honestly rather keep up the content so it can give people vids to watch. I don't owe her any favors. Now, fast forward to today, I discovered that Brad has publicly come out about the DV charge and what was weirdly manipulative video involving the situation. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty manipulative. I would say the video in itself pretty manipulative until he never showed proof. And his ex-girlfriend saying that she got proof, but nobody's posted it yet. I don't like Brad's initial video. It's like completely dog shit. I don't know the full details about what happened between Brad and his fiance, but I have one thing I need to say. Brad, you need to get off the internet and YouTube. Your relationship with this channel is no longer healthy, and I'm pleading with you to get rid of it before either you or someone else gets hurt again. This whole situation has left me genuinely confused and brain fucked, and sitting on the nuclear bomb of information that was Brad's DV charge didn't help. That's fair, I guess, but like, eh. So, apparently the music label that Brad was a part of also dropped him, Flex Entertainment staff team. Following the recent video by Brad and the personal testimony from people close to Brad, Flex Entertainment has made the decision to cut all ties from Brad's taste in music and / Big Baller B. His behavior has been unacceptable and it does not reflect Flex Entertainment. We ask that you respect our privacy involving the decision. Thank you for understanding. So the thing is, though, is that the Flex Entertainment co-owner went on Reddit and clarified a little bit deeper on this. Co-owner of Flex here, it is not a troll. So this person thinks that this is a troll. I can see this thing being a troll. If not, there must have been something really serious that people around Brad said about him. Because the video, why would it be a troll? That's an official statement. Why would it be a troll? Like, this is why Redditors are the biggest retards on planet Earth, man. Some people close to Brad came to us and gave us some information about his behavior that disgusted us. Little mosquito disease, and I decided that it was time to best drop Brad after hearing personal testimony. Personal testimony? Wouldn't you want to, like, have the proof rather than just testimony? I get that they're doing what they're doing for the brand, right? I get it. But, like, it's just personal testimony that made you want to cut them off. It wasn't like seeing definitive proof of things. I don't know. I don't know about that. But it's a company, so the companies are just going to go with whatever they get told. I will not divulge that information because it's not my information to tell. Fair enough. I'm not even going to be mad at that. So Brad released another fucking video.
Hi, so...
Which is 2 minutes. Oh, thank God. It's 2 minutes long. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Okay? Thank Christ.
Hi, so
yesterday, Brad uploaded a video, and it became immediately unlisted today. What was the point of this? What are you doing, Brad?
So I released a video a few days ago, and it was something that was called SI, and it was supposed to be talking about my experience with, battling through all this mental health shit for the last year, and it was a fucking terrible idea.
Brad, you're the one that controls the upload button, right? And the record button and the edit button and like all this other shit, right? Like you control all that. That's like that's your actions, right? So I don't know how in the process of you like hitting the upload button, you didn't realize that this was a bad idea from the start. Like it just terrible fucking idea. It does not make any sense to do this.
The video ended up being extremely exploitative of my ex because I decided to, I was like, oh, it's my ex-girlfriend. But like, she's a real person and there are real people being named in this video.
What the fuck are you talking about? Exploitative of your ex-girlfriend? Dude, you downplayed all the stuff that with your ex-girlfriend. Like, I feel like you're using the word exploitative wrong. Favorite lolcow right now in July? Cy Scribbles. Got him. It's gotta be ayahuasca. Nah, ayahuasca doesn't make you upload fucking YouTube videos. Trust me. It does not make you want to go on YouTube. It doesn't make you want to argue YouTube. None of that stuff. Like, not a thing, okay? Not a single thing makes you want to go on the internet when you're high on ayahuasca or DMT. Like, nah, I'm sorry.
And so the entire thing, you know, comes off as an extreme violation of privacy.
No. What I got from that video is that you outed something that you shouldn't have outed against your own character that everyone was trying to not bring up so that you could get better. And you did this yourself. You were just vague. And you outed the fact that you got arrested for DV and then tried to, like, blame it on your partner. And then you tried to say, well, you know, she looked up that it was legal, but she didn't think about the moral aspect of it. It's like, what? Are you kidding? What are you doing? That's not exploitative. That's you putting the blame on her.
And I can completely understand why people are upset.
Good to know that this video came after her messages threatening to expose his ass, make her seem more credible. I kind of agree with that, Ard.
Because it is
I don't like the fucking prancing around about it, but whatever.
honestly, I think one of the worst things possibly ever uploaded to the internet. I am
not even close, buddy. Not even close. If you saw The Amazing Atheist shove that banana up his ass, that's one of the worst things ever fucking produced on the internet. Okay, buddy? That's one of the worst. Seeing Boogie have relations with Desi on camera, that's the worst thing on the internet. That's a flashbang. That ruins your fucking mental health, bro. Like, that makes you suicidal. You're just an idiot. There's a difference.
I'm fucking ashamed of it. I feel like I failed completely. Like,
how do you feel that you failed completely? You failed like the second the idea popped into your head and you didn't stop yourself.
As a person. And like, this video just highlights also like all of her concerns, you know, where she's saying that she's felt this pain, you know, that she recognizes this exploitation and this feeling of being unsafe around someone like me with a platform. So
a platform.
I am going to.
It's not a platform. Hold on. She wasn't arguing a platform aspect. She lived with you. She was your partner. It's not that you have a platform and she doesn't have a platform. She knew you for half a decade. There's no platform argument here. It's just you being a shitty person and not recognizing your faults and driving someone away from what I'm gathering here.
Here for a year. And see around this time next year if I'm ready to try again.
Oh my God! No! 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 Stop! 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 Get a job. Put the fries in the bag. Make a secret YouTube channel if you have to, and don't put your face on it at all. And change your voice. Pull a Doodle Tones. Don't do this, Brad. Don't come back.
Because I'm clearly not ready for this, and I am rightfully being called out for honestly just terrible behavior, extremely irresponsible behavior.
This is a... Dude, the only reason he said this is because his ex said I'm putting together everything on him. I swear to God, that's it. That's it. I'm going to be honest. It's only because she said I'm coming out with some stuff that he now recognizes is bad. I don't believe this whole, like, after 24 hours, I really thought about it. Nah, it's when his ex-girlfriend came forward and said that he is going to, like, she's going to fuck up your life. That's all it was. Poor man has to sleep in a room clearly decorated by an insane mom. Yeah, well, this looks like his regular room.
And I'd like to give just a, like, I would like to just say sorry. Like, from the bottom of my heart, from everyone who supports me, it is just, like, I'm fucking sorry. Like, this was disgusting. There's not a single fucking justification I have for this. This is the worst thing I've ever done on YouTube, and it will be, like, seen as that. And it should. And I hope that my ex...
At least he's owning that, but, like, he's owning it when there's an obvious fucking elephant in the room that he created ambiguity and vagueness involving the DV charge and his relationship with his ex. That's not going to change anything.
Ex is able to disconnect herself from this situation and move on. I hope that my ex is able to disconnect herself from this situation and move on.
That sounds like please don't release info on me. That sounds like, hey, please don't leak that information. That's what that sounds like to me.
And get help and support like she has been in the last few days, or at least like in terms of the support. But no, like, again, I brought this shit back up, and it makes perfect sense why she's so upset and so hurt. But it, like, even then, it took me a couple of days for it to all click, because I was like,
I'm gonna keep a buck, dude. I feel that you're only doing this because your ex said that she's gonna put shit out on you. I don't believe this whole like post hoc rationalization of like what you did prior. I don't believe this.
Hey guys, thank you for watching the clip. Thank you, Core, for doing the editing. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. Check out the link in the description for the Lolcow trading card game. There's a brand new pack called Series X. That pack has my card in it, the tipster cards as well. On top of that, there's a bunch of other cast of characters in there, and we're also working towards an ultimate goal for that. So make sure you guys click on the link below. We're going to try and upload daily here and do live streams pretty often, so make sure you stick around and hit that like button. Thanks, guys.